Making content for this channel has given me a fantastic opportunity to gain a better understanding about topics I'm seriously interested in learning more about. But not only that, it has also given me a space to create a library of sorts so I can reflect on my past adventures. Now, as I approach the ripe age of 30, I thought, why not make a video about where I would like to be financially at 40, so that if I am still making videos as I approach the age of 40, I can come back to this one and see how accurately I was able to forecast my future. So with context out of the way, welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese, and today I'm going to be creating a time capsule so that when I reach the age that most have their midlife crises at, I can come back to it and see just how right I got it. So firstly, the categories that I would like to cover in today's video include my job and future earnings, my properties and the remaining debt or outstanding debt that I have on them, my investments, and finally a few words to my future self to wrap up. Okay, job and future earnings potential. I really only see myself going down two main paths or trajectories in how I'm going to make a living in the coming decade. Option number one is to continue on my engineering path, and truthfully, there is a lot of potential to continue moving up the ladder as my career progresses. I could comfortably live off of the salaries that I should continue to achieve as the years go on. And for my future self's reference, I would like or hope that I'm earning at least $150,000 if I choose to continue working a 9 to 5. On the flip side as well, if something like my YouTube channel continues to grow and I actually am able to make a living from doing it, this is something that I think I would like to give a serious go at doing full time. But honestly, this would be a little bit more risky, so I probably wouldn't quit my 9 to 5 unless I could almost guarantee earning at least $100,000 worth of revenue through the channel. And that is a big ask considering the niche that I'm in and that there are lots of other creators and the state of YouTube is always unknown. Now let's move on to property. I, at the time of recording this video, am servicing $1 million of debt split between two houses. If all goes to plan, I would like to be offsetting at least half of that by my 40th birthday, as in have $500,000 in cash sitting in an offset bank account, which based on my current calculations should be feasible. And it's actually one of the most exciting talking points coming out of this video that I definitely want to come back to if I ever do make an update to this video or reflect on this one here, because I put a lot of work in to make that number actually become a reality, and I'm very, very eager to see if I can get there. Ideally, I would also like to hold on to both of those properties, and I don't see myself buying any more or adding to my current property portfolio well into the future. That will also be an interesting one if I do end up buying another property or not. At the moment, not planning to do it. And I'll also throw this one in for my future self as well. I would hope by at the age of 40, you have got the actual finalized engineering drawings for the house that you intend to build on the house that you are hopefully currently living in. Go and get it done if you haven't yet. This is my wake up call for my future self. If you're well ahead of that timeline, good job. If you're not, get your shit together. Next up is investments. At the time of recording this video, you are investing $5,000 a year into both cryptocurrency and the share market. And I guess the first question that I want addressed by my future self is, was it worth it? Have you seen the results that you expected? And have you actually made a profit on your initial investments? That's both from dividends and the actual prices of those investments growing over the past decade. By 40, I should have invested about $75,000 into both cryptocurrency and the share markets separately. So that's 150 grand you have put into these investments. I want to know if it's paid off. And if you're in the green, what was your rate of return? As in, what's your average returns from both of them? I'd like to see that on a graph of sorts. I think it would be really interesting to actually see your work either paying off or not paying off. What does that look like? Has it also outpaced things like inflation or potentially your other investments? That would be an interesting comparison too. Finally, let me touch on work-life balance and lifestyle. Currently, I'm 28 and I am genuinely happy. Life is good and the hard work that I'm putting in seems to be paying off. Currently, I'm working a 4-day work week and I am making just over 6 figures, which does allow me to live a pretty good life and participate in a lot of the social activities that I want to do. I am also time poor, but it is my own fault because I fill up my calendar with things that keep me busy, which hopefully you still have your memory, because what I'm currently doing with my life is I have plenty of hobbies, I have plenty of interests, I spend plenty of time with family and friends, I work a job, and I'm also heavily invested into continuously making YouTube videos at a rate of 2 per week. That's the goal, and that's what I'm trying to achieve at the time of recording this video, and so far so good. I really do wonder how much will change over the next 12 years of my life. I guess time will tell, and we'll see if the goals and objectives that I have set for myself will become my reality. I truly am very excited to see what the future holds. Who knows, I might blink and time might fly by, and I might be making the update to this video, and this is a question for future me. Do you think that time has flown by? Do you think that it has crept up on you? And have you made the most of that period of time as well? Who knows? You need to kind of answer that, and I can't answer that right now because I'm not in the future. The purpose of today's exercise and kind of making this video was really important to me because a lot of people in my life and in general don't have a lot of motivation or direction, and it's something that I think doing something like this can really help with. Times are tough and burnout is a real thing. Like, trying to achieve and progress is super common and prevalent with people today. To me, doing a projection ahead gives me something to work towards. I like the idea of creating purpose. And along the way, I get to enjoy the good and bad experiences that life throws my way. Hopefully, when I do get to the age of 40, I will look back at the past decade with the view that I made every day count. I enjoyed it to the max, and I worked hard towards the goals that I set out to achieve. Setting similar goals of your own can really give you some direction, and it can also paint the picture of how difficult it might be to achieve. I'm playing the long game. I don't know if it will pay off, but at least I'm enjoying the ride as I go. For future me, that's really all I have for you. Make sure you answer these questions when you come back to this video in the future. For others who aren't future me, if I've given you the idea to create a time capsule of your own, great. I would really do it. It could be a lot of fun. Write yourself a letter, make yourself a video. Who knows what will come from it? With that being said, that's where I'm going to leave you. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. It really helps the channel grow. I really appreciate the support, and it does not go unnoticed. And that is pretty much it. Have a good day, have a good week, have a good decade, because I will see you in the next one and potentially a decade from now. See you later.